Right now, somewhere on your body, there are tiny muscles you have never once consciously controlled. You didn't know they existed. You can't flex them on purpose. You can't relax them on command. They just fire when they want to. When you hear a certain song, when someone touches the back of your neck, when you step outside into cold air, when a scene in a movie hits you somewhere deep, and when they fire, your skin does something strange. It rises. Tiny bumps appear across your arms, your legs, the back of your neck. They come and they go in seconds, and then you forget about them completely. You have had goosebumps thousands of times in your life, but you have probably never asked why. The answer reaches back further than you think, further than human history, further than our species. Let's start with what's actually happening. When you get goosebumps, tiny muscles called erector pili muscles contract. These muscles are attached to the base of each hair follicle across your body. When they contract, they pull the hair follicle upright, which pushes up a tiny mound of skin around the base of each hair. That mound is a goosebump. The whole process takes less than a second, and it's triggered by your autonomic nervous system, the part of your nervous system that operates completely without your conscious input. The same system that controls your heartbeat, your digestion, your breathing, things that happen whether you think about them or not. Which means goosebumps are not a choice. They are a command, issued from somewhere below conscious thought, for reasons your thinking brain had no say in. So what is that command actually trying to do? To understand that, you have to go back, a long way back, before humans, before apes, before mammals looked anything like they do now. Around 100 million years ago, our mammalian ancestors were small, furry creatures living in a world dominated by dinosaurs. They were covered in thick hair, not just on their heads, but across their entire bodies. That hair was their primary temperature regulation system. In a world with no heated shelters, no woven clothing, no fire. When it got cold, those erector pili muscles would contract across the entire body simultaneously. Every hair would stand upright, and a layer of trapped air would form between the raised hairs, an insulating pocket of warmth. The same principle as a down jacket, except the jacket was the animal itself. It worked. It worked extraordinarily well. But here's where it gets interesting. The same muscles that raised hair for warmth also fired in moments of danger. When a predator appeared, when a larger animal lunged, or a threat materialized, the erector pili muscles would fire across the entire body. Every hair would stand on end simultaneously, and the animal would appear larger, more intimidating. A small creature suddenly looking bigger, more dangerous, harder to attack. You see this today in animals that still have dense fur. A cat arching its back and puffing up when threatened. A porcupine's quills extending. All variations of the same ancient response. Make yourself look bigger, more formidable, harder to kill. For 100 million years, this worked. This response, raise the hair, look bigger, trap warmth, kept our ancestors alive in cold nights and dangerous encounters. And then something happened. We lost the fur, somewhere between 1 and 3 million years ago. As our ancestors moved into open African savanna and started walking upright, natural selection began favoring less body hair. Less insulation meant better heat dissipation during long hunts. Sweat glands replaced fur as the primary cooling system. The hair got thinner, then thinner still, until what we have now, this sparse, fine body hair that does almost nothing. But the erector pili muscles, they stayed. Every single one of them, still attached to every single hair follicle, still wired into the autonomic nervous system, still waiting for the signal to fire. When you step into cold air, those muscles still contract, trying to raise hair that isn't dense enough to trap warmth. The insulation layer never forms. You are still cold. When something frightens or excites you, those muscles still fire, trying to make you look bigger, more dangerous. The intimidation signal never transmits. No predator is scared. The muscles do everything they were designed to do, and it means almost nothing anymore. Goosebumps are a memory, a physical echo of a body that no longer exists, responding to a world that is long gone. But there is a third trigger, and this one is the strangest of all. Music. Roughly 50% of people experience goosebumps from music. Not all music. Specific moments. A chord change that hits unexpectedly. A voice that breaks in exactly the right place. A melody that seems to know something about you that you never told it. Scientists call this response frisson, from the French word for shiver, and it doesn't fit neatly into the predator cold model at all. No one is being threatened by a song. No one is cold because of a chord progression. So why does the same ancient muscle response fire? The current best explanation involves the reward pathways of the brain. The moments that trigger frisson, unexpected musical resolutions, a voice reaching a note you didn't know was coming, activate the same dopamine pathways as food, as social bonding, as moments of genuine human connection. Your brain encountering something that moves it deeply triggers a full-body arousal response. Not because of danger, not because of cold, but because something beautiful happened. And your ancient body, with its ancient muscles, responds the only way it knows how. It raises the hair that isn't there anymore. Researchers have found that people who experience frisson tend to score higher on measures of openness to experience. They process emotions more deeply. They are more likely to be moved by art, by music, by stories. The same sensitivity that makes a person cry at a film is correlated with the same sensitivity that produces goosebumps from a song. In other words, frisson may not be random. It may be a signal, a physical marker of a mind that is particularly open, particularly alive to beauty and meaning. Your goosebumps, when they come from music, might be your body's way of saying, "This matters. Pay attention to this." And here is the final piece. There is evidence that humans have been experiencing frisson for a very long time. Cave paintings from 40,000 years ago depict musical instruments. Ancient burial sites contain flutes made from bird bones and mammoth ivory. Music, and the emotional response to music, appears to be as old as modern human behavior itself, which means our ancestors sitting around fires 40,000 years ago, listening to the first flutes, may have felt the same thing you feel. When a song breaks something open inside you, the same tiny muscles firing, the same ancient signal, the same inexplicable, beautiful response to something that moved them. Goosebumps are not a glitch. They are not a mistake left over from a more primitive version of you. They are a message from 100 million years of history, written in the language of muscle and skin. Cold means danger. Danger means stand tall. Beauty means something real just happened. Your body still speaks that language, even if the world it was written for is long gone. Tonight, when a song gives you goosebumps, you will know what that means now. Your ancient body just told you something was worth feeling.